Hey, it's Andryanna here. Thank you for tuning into this final holiday episode of the Juggle is Real podcast because there's just a couple more wrap up reminders that I want you to know because we are so close to the big day, the official holidays, and the end of the year. So I want you to listen to this if you're trying to, quote, get all caught up. And I have some questions, some good questions that you can ask yourself if you are sort of in that frenzy right now of trying to finish everything so that you can enjoy the holidays. And then I have an affirmation that I want to share for you. Something that I use when things don't go according to plan for me, and it's helpful any time of the year, but sometimes we might put a little more pressure on the holidays. And if things don't go your way at certain moments this season, I want you to have this phrase to repeat to yourself. So if that sounds good to you, let's dive right in.
Hey, I'm Andryanna, and this is the Juggle is Real podcast. As I share my ongoing journey from experiencing burnout to leading a more mindful and intentional life with better balance, I hope you feel seen, that you realize your worth, lighten your load, and prioritize your own needs. As we hear from leading experts and well-known faces in the wellness, entrepreneurship, education, and motherhood space, I hope you gain insights, proven practices, and learn actionable tools to help you enjoy the juggle of work, family, and everything in between with a little less stress and a lot more ease, joy, and fun. Most of all, I hope you find what you need to simplify, streamline, and supercharge your own journey of better balance and self-love. Are you with me? Let's get started. Before we get into today's episode, I have such an exciting announcement to share with you. And that is that the Juggle is Real Authentic Self-Care Planner and Activity Book for Busy Women is now available on Amazon. That's right, my friend. If you have been here for a while, you know that it is time to put yourself at the top of the list. And this Authentic Self-Care Planner and Activity Guide is here for you, to be there for you, to provide you with that accountability tool that you need to put yourself first. Because let's be honest, the truth is that there is no such thing as balance for busy women until we make one critical shift. And that shift will make you a better mom, spouse, colleague, leader, and friend. It's going to improve your health and increase your happiness, and it will make you more efficient, reduce stress levels, and help you serve those around you in your best light. This shift, my friend, is putting you first and making yourself your number one priority in short and simple ways. Just like this podcast, the Juggle is Real Authentic Self-Care Planner and Activity Book for Busy Women incorporates short, small, and simple shifts to help you put yourself first and prioritize your own needs. This is a 3-month self-care planner and activity book based around 5 pillars to guide you through the process of looking at authentic self-care practices as a necessary part of your life, to take small steps forward and to focus on your own well-being to achieve small goals daily. It includes habit-forming commitment prompts and breaks down your self-care priorities into monthly and daily planning. You can embrace learnings, celebrate your wins, and recalibrate to live life with less stress and more ease, joy, and time for you. You can find this on Amazon, and I've also included a link in the notes for this podcast episode. So be sure to pick up the Juggle is Real Authentic Self-Care Planner and Activity Book for Busy Women for yourself and for all the busy women around you who could use that dose of comfort, support, and accountability. Now let's get back to the show.
Oh, my friend, hello. I know how you're feeling. I'm feeling it too. And we can place an enormous, like a huge amount of pressure on ourselves. We want to complete everything. We want to finish all those tasks. We want to get every little inch and tiny little task done and cross every possible item off of our to-do list so that we can, quote, finally relax, so that we can actually, rest at ease. But you know what? I actually want to challenge you to that. I want you to think about it in a new way because I know it can be very freeing to cross off all of your to-dos. It can be a great accomplishment. But is that to-do list ever really done? I don't know. I'm not sure that mine is ever really done. And what if? So what if at this point in time, regardless of sort of where you are, I'm sure there's a couple little things that you want to do, but what if you could rest now, knowing that you would be able to come back to some of the items or that you could even completely remove some things from your plate? So I'm talking to you if you are frantically running rampant and burning the candle at both ends so that you can deserve a break, so that you can feel like you can relax. Here are some questions because honestly, I have felt like that. And sometimes I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm worried about. I don't even know how I have this tight feeling in my chest. I just feel like there's something to do. There's something to do. And that's sort of the hustle culture that has been programmed into us that tells us that we have to always be doing, that we can't actually sit down. And this is why for some of us, like we don't actually stop until we actually take a holiday or go on vacation, only to then get sick or, for that stress to creep up so much that we're forced to because of other physical ailments. So here are some questions to ask yourself, depending on the circumstances. So before you are full in push mode to get quote unquote caught up, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Okay, just think about it. Okay, so if something's coming up, if you're getting worried about something, ask yourself this: what's the worst thing that will happen if I don't do this? If I never do this? What is the worst thing that could possibly happen? Okay, so you can ask yourself that. If you're feeling frantic, if you're feeling really overwhelmed, what's the worst thing that'll happen if you don't do it? Question number 2. Okay, so if it's one of those things like, okay, it's pretty important. Okay, question number 2 is, what if I only do part of it or I do less of it? Okay, so let's think about that. So is it something that can partially be done now and then maybe come back to it? Or is it something that you can do less of? Okay, ask yourself that. Before you get that big push to get completely caught up, ask yourself this question: can I give less of myself while I'm getting it done? Does it require your 100% full attention, full blown you? Or can you do it in a lesser way? Or can you give less of yourself while you're getting it done? Here's the 4th question, okay? Before you feel the pressure of having to get everything done, get caught up, and do everything before the holidays, ask yourself this: is someone else available to do it? Could someone else help you with this? Is someone else able to support you with this task? Okay, and here's the last question. So depending on the circumstance, okay, if you're feeling that stress and that overwhelm to do all the things, here's a final question. What if you rescheduled? What if you, quote unquote, circled back in the new year? Can it be something that can be done at a later time? Okay, so when you're feeling this way, can you think of these different questions? Can you ask yourself these things, sort of pointed to the idea that maybe everything is going to be okay if you do a little less, or give yourself permission to put things on hold, or muster up the courage to ask someone for some support, or just say no so that you don't have that constant pressure and you don't have to do a million things in order to deserve a break or to rest. So I'm going to go through these questions again, and I'm going to give you a couple of quick examples, and then I want to get to the affirmation that I use that is so helpful for me when things don't go my way. Because I'll tell you this right now, my friend, I'm sitting at my dining room table. I'm talking into the notes portion of my phone right now. I don't have my mic set up. You might hear coughing in the background because my toddler is sick right now and he is watching Christmas shows. And I've got 2 other kids in other parts of the house practicing and doing other things. But I really wanted to get this message to you. So let's ask ourselves these questions one more time. What's the worst thing that'll happen if I never do this? Okay. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? I wanted to get to the store today to get a few extra stocking stuffers. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? I already have lots. Do my kids need more? I don't know. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Not that big of a deal in my eyes. So you can ask yourself that. What if I only do part of it or less of it? Again, with the stocking stuffers, I have part of it already done. So what if we just get less this year? Is it a big deal? Or maybe you're looking around your house and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta clean, or having company, or I'm hosting. What if you do less of the cleaning? What if you allow yourself that freedom of knowing that, you know what, everyone lives in their house. Our house doesn't have to look like a pristine palace that no one actually lives in. So what if you do part of it or less of it? The third question is, can I give less of myself while getting it done? Okay, maybe can you allow yourself some enjoyment in doing some tasks? I do have to get to the grocery store still. I'm going to be putting AirPods in. I'm going to be listening to a podcast, listening to music, doing something that is going to allow me to try to enjoy myself while doing the tasks that might be stressful at this time of year because there's a million people out and being in crowds isn't always the most relaxing thing for me. So can you give less of yourself? Maybe while you're emptying the dishwasher, or can you take a call while you're taking a walk around the block? Okay, so ask yourself that. Question number 4 is someone else available to do it? Can you ask for support? My mom gladly took on the task of ironing all of the Christmas outfits for my kids. The iron and ironing board can send me through the roof. I don't know why. It's one of those things I hate. So I asked my mom. She was happy to do it. Easy peasy. She has the time and she was happy. Now, your village might not look like mine, but are there ways that you can ask for support or delegate those tasks to lessen the burden and the to-do list for yourself? And then the last one, what if I rescheduled? Right? So yeah, you know what? I was supposed to go for a massage today. I have been talking about this massage. I've been telling you about the massage. I've been encouraging you to book something, some form of care to nurture yourself. And this was sort of that big thing for me that I was going to do before the Christmas holidays. And you know what? Zach ended up sick this morning, and so I couldn't go. He couldn't get to nursery school, and so I chose to stay with him. And of course, I'm rescheduling that massage. Now, in this case for you, it might be a meeting, it might be a call, it might be one of those get-togethers. I know that we usually get together for a holiday poker party this year, and someone was sick, and so we're like, well, you know what? Maybe we could do it in January. Like, what's the big deal? Does it have to be Christmas themed? Can we just get together for the sake of enjoying each other's company? So what if you rescheduled? Okay, so that's just a few questions for you. A little bit of a reminder that you can give yourself that permission to rest, to relax, to enjoy the season fully without feeling like you need to do a million things in order to deserve it. And the final thing that I will say before we wrap up this short and sweet episode that I hope is really helping you is this affirmation that I use. And so I told you about Zach getting sick, unfortunately, and me having to reschedule my massage. And in moments like this, when things don't go according to plan, there's a phrase that I learned that I repeat to myself, and this can happen all year. Like, it doesn't have to be around the holidays. It doesn't have to be for something holiday related, but I find that sometimes we really just, we put the holidays up on such a high pedestal that when things don't go according to our expectations, according to our plan, then we can really get disappointed, or we can react in ways that we normally wouldn't versus responding in a way that might be more helpful. So the phrase that I repeat and affirm to myself when things go awry, when things don't go my way, is that this is happening for me. Okay, so I just say to myself, okay, this is happening for me, right? I might not know the reason. I might never know the reason, or might never figure it all out. But I choose to believe that everything is happening for me, not to me, right? Like, oh, why does this have to happen to me? Right? So it's a shift on that. It's sometimes when things are out of control, we can maybe get into the victim mode, that victim mentality. But when you can shift out of that and think, you know what? Okay, this is happening for me, then we can be more open to a plan B, to rescheduling, to a new plan, to other possibilities. So I say that everything is for my growth, a new learning, a chance to view a new lens, a chance, an opportunity to gain a different perspective. And I get it, like, honestly, I get it. Like in challenging moments, it can be difficult to have this foresight. But when you start affirming this to yourself in the small moments, like getting stuck in traffic, a traffic jam when you're already late, right? Or, you hit a red light when you're honestly in a rush, saying, okay, this is happening for me. Just in your head, say it out loud, whatever you need, put your hand to heart. Okay, this is happening for me. It helps you to shift out of that sort of poor me mentality, or look at what he said, she said, look at what they did to me, among other expletives that I have yelled out in traffic, right? It allows you to pick yourself up and get yourself out of that place, and then be open to new possibilities. Be open to, okay, it's not working out this way. What's the next best thing? And oftentimes you find out that whatever the new possibility is, whatever the new plan is, it works out just fine, and really maybe even better than what you thought it was going to be. So I share these reminders. I share this affirmation that it's happening for you, not to you. And I give you these questions because I know that the holiday season can be full of a lot of stress, but there's so much goodness in it, so many blessings, even amidst the chaos, even amidst the dark moments. And I want you to truly, truly see that. So for me, my sick kiddo, my whole family, I wish you a beautiful, rest-filled, relaxing, and festive holiday season. So, so much love to you. If this helped you to gain that new perspective or get a new lease on how you're going to spend the holidays, I invite you to share this with someone, a friend, a family member. Share this to your social media. Tag me on Instagram at Andryanna G. And if you could please write me a short and sweet review, it would mean the world to me. Best wishes for a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday season. I look forward to seeing you after Christmas for a new episode of The Juggle is Real. Take good care.